welcome back. And I'm here with another What's on My Mind. And this one is something that we talk about during the episode. My husband, he watches The Last of Us. And I had seen that something, I don't watch it. I know I need to get on it. But something big dramatic happened. I saw it all over my social media, so I don't know how he didn't see that. But something happened in this last season that was pretty big. And also, this also happens in the video game of the show, but whatever. And he was like mind blown, so upset that I killed this for him. And a week had already passed since that show aired. So I was like, at that point, it's game. Like anyone can talk about anything. Personally, me, I feel that once a weekend passes, once a show has aired, you're good to talk about it. Like someone's gonna see it on TikTok or Instagram. I don't know how you can go that long without seeing any spoilers. And truly, if I see a spoiler, let's say the show aired on Thursday, I see a spoiler on Monday or someone brings it up to me on Monday, that's my fault. I'm not mad anymore. So I want to know from everyone, when is it okay to be mad at someone for talking about a show that you maybe haven't caught up on yet? Or like at what point do spoilers become not a thing anymore for a show that aired? Is it a weekend? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it never? Which is truly you're walling with that, but whatever. But yeah, let me know because I need to know because this was a true discussion in my household. We were like, well, at what point can you like talk about a show without it feeling like you're giving away spoilers? And this happened on Remezcla's Instagram as well, where we had put up something about Pedro Pascal's sister talking about the show, and everyone was like, spoilers, how could you? And the show had already aired for like 2 weeks. At that point, it was 2 weeks. And I'm like, if you had not seen it, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. So please let us know. We talk about this more in the episode. And I'm so excited for today's guest. I just saw her incredible performance in the Broadway show, Real Women Have Curves, Florencia Cuenca. And she's here with us today, so stay tuned. Wait, you need to teach me how to do the...
You just have to blow air. Yes, almost there. Yes. An expert now.
Does that mean I can sing now?
Yes, you're ready for Broadway.
I'm ready for Broadway. So here with me today, I have Florencia Cuenca. She is, we're going to get this right, actress, singer, writer, and director. And she has made history with her Broadway debut in the incredible play of Real Women Have Curves, which I saw, and you took my breath away.
Oh.
Like, that was such an amazing show. I cried, I laughed so much. I was so moved. So good.
Thank you for having me.
No, of course.
So
Thank
excited.
you for being here. So we start every podcast episode with the starting 5 icebreaker questions. Ready?
Oh my God.
Let's
no.
She's like, absolutely not. Let's do it.
Okay.
What's your social media cringe?
People are going to hate me for this.
Oh, I need to hear it.
But I don't like the term dog mom. Oh. I just hate it. I'm so sorry.
Episode's over. I'm walking out.
It's not my jam. I'm like dog owner, dog parent, like dog mom for me. It's like, I love dogs.
Yeah.
I love pets.
Do you own dogs? Do you have one?
But I grew up with like 10 dogs,
Yeah.
you know? But nowadays, I think there's a fine line between being a dog parent and a dog crazy parent. You know?
I'm like so heartbroken. Tulio, really? Now you're snapping your fingers back there.
Because I'm a parent. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
And believe me, I have never been able to left my child unattended on an apartment just with water and food. I wish I could do that sometimes, but I've been parenting eight years and it hasn't happened. So I'm like, it's not the same. There are some differences that we have to acknowledge. But the other day
I will say there's differences. I'm not going to say I'm the same type of mom, but I definitely call myself a dog mom. I say that I birthed my dogs.
Exactly.
I held them for 9 months. They were in me. I literally told my dog that right before I left here. I was like, I held you.
No, I'm so sorry to tell you, but like
she's gonna block
to
me now
give birth, it's something very painful.
Understand. It's so different, but I do joke around a lot that I held my.
There's people that are crazy, and I'm like, okay, good for you.
It's me. It's me with my dog. Those are my children. That's a good one. That's a first on the pod. So, okay. I promise you I'll never... Maybe I'll hide my stories from you when I call myself a dog mom. It's like you don't block me. What's a show or film you rewatched a ridiculous number of times?
Who? When Harry Met Sally. I love a good rom-com.
Yeah.
I loved it. And growing up in Mexico, I used to watch so many movies about New York because it was my dream to come here. So I watched that so many times, and I just love it. And every fall, I watched it.
Oh, that's like your fall mark movie. Like
course.
That's it. Fall's here. We're watching this.
And also like the fashion. It's beautiful.
That's a good one. What's something about maternity that you feel gets sugar-coated or skipped altogether?
I think everything. I think it's very romanticized. Yeah. I think it's so hard. Mm-hmm. And moms, we struggle a lot. Like, it's beautiful, yes. But it's really, really hard. And sometimes people expect you to say like, oh, it's beautiful. And it's beautiful, but it's so hard. Yeah. So I wish we could be more transparent about everything that we do as mothers and how it takes a toll in our mental health, in our physical health. Mm-hmm. And in general, I think it's just that it's hard and we romanticize it so much.
I feel like it's two extremes from what I've, when I've spoken to mothers, it's like, it's either you're showing like the struggle to where it's like almost too negative. Yeah. Or it's like the positive where it's almost like that romanticizing that you're saying there's no like layers. Or like showing that it could be good, but it could also be bad. Yeah. And there's like semi-good days.
And also
there's
the pressure that we put on people to have kids, right? Yes. Like that's for me. Every time my friend is like, I don't know if I should. I'm like, maybe you don't have to. Like, don't do it. Yeah. And they are like, oh, but you're a mom. And I'm like, yes, but that doesn't mean that I have like the right to say you should have a kid. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. No, it's not for everyone, and that's okay.
I love that. Okay, what's one thing you wish people could talk about more freely when it comes to sex or intimacy as a woman?
Ooh, I feel like in general in relationships, when you're in relationships and you go out with your girls, like you're all expected to have like these wild, crazy stories about, we were like, everything is always on in the high or on top, you know?
I blame Sex in the City.
Exactly. And sometimes it's like, well, it's just right now it's boring. Yeah. Like I'm stressed. I'm not eating well. I am running from one place to the other. I don't have time for sex. I'm sorry, you know? And as a 30-year-old woman, they are expecting to be in your prime. But sometimes it's like, I just want to chill. I just want to like sit down and don't think about sex. Yeah. And it's just about the ups and downs. Again, the balance of it all. Yeah. And I think we are very extreme in everything that we say. It should be or like super bad or super good. And just sometimes
like if you're not having sex, it's like there's issues, your marriage is failing, your relationship, your this and that, where it could just be like a small period of time where it's like, like you're saying, I'm busy. Like,
and it's just about intimacy, right? Yeah. Like when you have a partner for so many years, it's not just about sex, it's the intimacy that you share together. Like sometimes I just need to be held. And that's for me, it doesn't feel like sex, but it's what I need at that time. I just need the support to know there's someone there loving me, watching over me. And if I'm feeling good, then we can have sex. Yeah. But if not, I just need that, you know?
I feel it. Okay, so lastly, what's something non-theater related that you could talk about for hours?
Oh, fudge.
She said no theater.
What? I think food. I love food. Yeah. I can talk about food for hours and restaurants. And I'm not I don't cook. Mm-hmm. Guilty. Like, I do not do that. My husband is the one who cooks at home.
Yeah. Guys, I tried to cook the other day and look, I got burnt.
Oh my God. No, you know, sometimes when I try to like help my husband, he's like, mi amor, you're in the way. Yeah. Like, can you move?
No, this is where my husband's saying like, he's like, I'm going to leave he had to leave the house, but he started cooking and he didn't finish. He's like, I'm going to leave you responsible for a few hours with the rest of the food. And I come back and like, I have ice on my hands and he's like, He's like, all you had to do was take the chicken out of the grill and stir the rice. And he's like, how did you burn yourself in that process?
Last Christmas, we were doing pavo al pastor.
Yeah.
So Jaime was doing all this recipe, amazing. It was amazing. But my only,
so good.
my only thing that I had to do, it was like cut a pineapple. And I was like, I'm going to do a video, like, and I'm like dancing. It's so fun. And then I do it. And Jaime, like you can see in the video that Jaime is looking at me and I'm like cutting I don't know how to cut a pineapple. So I did it like this and I was like, mi dedo. And then I started bleeding. It was a whole mess. So that's why I don't cook. But I can talk about food for hours.
Yeah. We can both talk about food for hours, but don't trust us in the kitchen alone. Don't trust us with hot appliances nor knives, clearly.
I love it.
And we need to have a double date though, where we leave them to cook and we just sit on the side.
You know what? Yeah. I am good at making like
cocktails.
Drinks. Yeah.
Same.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. We can do cocktails and
we can do the cocktails on the side. Drink on the side while they cook. Okay, so let's get right into the conversation. You're having a major Broadway moment right now. You're making history. But what's something totally unrelated to theater that's been like lighting you up lately?
My community. Even though I'm riding on this high wave of all this success that I've been working so hard for in terms of my career, I feel it would be nothing if I don't have my community, my friends, my family, my chosen family, to get to share it with them. I think that's the best part of it all. Yeah. To see them so happy because things are happening for me and because they have seen me work so hard and sacrifice a lot of things in order to be here. So get to share it with my community, my friends, and make new friends on Instagram, you know, because you're starting like, oh, she's doing this. And then you meet a new person and you see that there are so many Latine people out there chingándose, every day in the hustle, and we're making things happen. I feel very inspired.
I love that. Yeah. And do you feel like you're building community within the show Where Women Have Curves?
Yes. Yeah. We're a family.
Yeah.
We are a family.
You feel that, yeah.
Everybody's like, you have so much fun on stage. And I'm like, yes, and it's not fake. Like every night, every laugh, we are like having so much fun. And by now we know each other so well. So it's like we look at like we make eyes during scenes or something when something happens, or even don't say this outside of this podcast, but sometimes we are laughing on stage because something really funny happened, and it's so difficult to hold the laugh, like I'm like, and trying to keep going, but I love those moments, to be honest. Yeah,
because it shows like, because there's scenes where we find out in shows that it was actually an authentic laugh, or somebody broke the script or broke the scene. On SNL, when they break into laughter or break character, I love it.
It's like you're seeing the human side, no?
Yeah, it just shows that they're also having so much fun with each other, and it was just so hilarious that they could not hold back.
Yes.
So I love that. When people hate that, I'm like, what? Please break character a little.
A little.
Yeah. So we always ask people before they come onto the show, like, what is there anything on your mind? Is there anything you want to talk about? You were like, I'm an open book. I want to talk about anything. And the reason that we asked about sex and intimacy in Starting Five is because you mentioned that. And I was like, I love that, because so many women are afraid to speak on that, especially women of color. Yeah. Especially within Latinidad. It's like, don't talk about that. Don't talk about what happens in your house. Don't talk about what happens in your relationship.
Or like everyone can like, and of course, like to talk about everything put you at risk of everyone feels like they can
judge you
or have an opinion.
Exactly.
But I feel like the more we are open, we are more transparent with our community, and we need that right now.
And how has your relationship evolved? Have you always been open like that, or was there a moment or like a time in your life where you were like, F that, like I just want to be more open?
I feel like my mom, she was really open in terms of sex and intimacy since I was very little. I lost my dad when I was 9 years old, and I feel like my mom became my best friend. So I feel like she had this responsibility to be very clear about all the things in life with me, because she was like, I need to take care of her, and she's growing and she's becoming a mujercita. So I need to talk about everything. Like, even the first time that I talked about sex with my mom, she was like, okay, one of the most important things about sex is that you have to enjoy it.
Wow.
If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's wrong.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that person or whatever, you have second thoughts, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to enjoy it. And I was like, okay, wow. You know, at 15, you're like, Mom,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. But I love that she was so open about that with me, because that helped me so much in my life and how I approach sex, and the shame that sometimes my friends were like talking towards me, or la chismes and everything. And I felt always very like secure about my body, about sex, about being outspoken about it.
Are you taking those into motherhood, like what your mom taught you?
Yes, I think so. I feel, well, Alonzo, my kid, he's 8. And I've always tried to be very transparent about everything with him, from like the very hard topics to the more light ones. But I feel like sometimes growing up, I thought my mom was like a superhero because I never saw her like crying, you know? And now I'm all the opposite. Alonso always sees me crying. But I want to show him that I'm a human being. I don't want him to think that I'm Wonder Woman, because I'm not.
I love that. But you could also be a superwoman and still be vulnerable. Like, you can still look at the things that you're doing. Like, you're running from this podcast recording to go to jump on a Broadway show stage, and that's like superwoman actions, but then you're being vulnerable in front of him. So like, that's amazing. So speaking about like being a mother, being sensual, being an artist, being outspoken, do you feel like Latinas, especially immigrants or first gen women, like they're expected to choose just one version of themselves? Because I felt that pressure growing up of like, I can only be this one thing, this, as you're saying, like superwoman, or this, like I'm always have to act like I'm thriving and I can't be these other things.
Yeah, totally. I think it's because of society, or because of like being in this industry as an actor, the cliches, that they put you the boxes, where it's like, oh, Latinas, they need to know how to dance. And I mean, I can dance, but I'm not a salsa dancer, winner, champion, like, in general, in every aspect of our lives, I'm sorry. In every aspect of our lives, I feel like we just need to ask the society to see us as a 3-dimensional character. We're not just one thing. And that's the richness. And sometimes when I started saying like, yes, I'm an actor, I'm a director, I'm a writer, people would say, you have to choose one. And I'm like, you don't say that to men. You don't say that to men. And in every like TED talk or things that you see about men, they are like, and this CEO, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, they're doing it. Why can't we?
Why can't we wear so many different hats?
Yes.
I love that, because I always say that. I'm like, we're expected to wear this one hat. Pick a lane is what they say. And then it's like, why can't I just walk down a bunch of different lanes? And we could also change our mind too.
Yes.
Like,
and that's beautiful.
Yes.
And sometimes there are seasons in your life when you're like, oh, I want to be just a mother. And if I have the privilege to just be that, just be that, right? But sometimes you have to like juggle with 10,000 things. And I think that's beautiful. And that just makes us better.
Yeah. So what does it look like to be fully seen in this moment? Is there anything that a part of you that still feels invisible or misunderstood? Because now you're on this huge stage. Everyone's like talking about this Broadway show. Everyone's looking at you. But outside of that, is there anything that you feel is still misrepresented or misunderstood?
Well, sadly, in the state of this country, like how things are unfolding right now, yes, I feel like we are misrepresented, and we are our communities are being villainized. And it's so sad. But I am glad that we are doing work like the one we're doing at Real Women Have Curves, when you can see people, real people. And I always think about like the audience when they are watching Real Women Have Curves, and they are seeing this group of Latina women just having dreams and working hard. That's who we really are. That's who we really are. And I'm so proud that I have the opportunity and the blessing to be portraying that on a big Broadway stage right now, because definitely that's not the story they are talking about in the news.
Yeah. And there's so many themes in the show too.
Yeah.
What is there any that's your favorite? Because it talks about everything, like that mother-daughter relationship, that family dynamic, first generation, immigration, like so many different themes.
Yeah, I think, I can't choose one. And to be honest, sometimes I feel like Ana, the younger sister, and sometimes I feel like Estela, the elder sister, and sometimes I feel like Carmen, the mom, But I think that's only speaks about how good the musical is, because you can relate to a lot of the characters in different times.
Yeah. So let's shift a little bit and look into pop culture. Okay, what is something that you're obsessing over right now? Anything, any trending topics? When you have the time.
Exactly. Right now, I'm spending too much time on TikTok, just like scrolling and scrolling.
Wait, what's on your algorithm right now?
Right now, it's not good.
Wait, no, we need to hear this.
Well, it's like one of those times when you see like the ads, and now I have lots of ads for everything, nipple covers.
I get the nipple covers on
like
too.
Cakes are the best, and I'm like, okay, does it work? And I'm so bad. I'm like, I'm gonna buy them, I'm that person. But I'm seeing a lot of TV shows. I just watched The Last of Us, and it was amazing. So my algorithm is a lot of like behind the scenes and interviews. I love the interviews about the actors talking about like behind the scenes stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah. My husband got so mad at me because he didn't realize that The Last of Us came back, and he got mad because I said something major happens in this last season, which I won't say here so people don't get mad at me, even though it's like months later at this point.
Exactly.
But I was like, oh, that's crazy that this happened. And he was like, what? The show's back? And I was like, one, you're not a valid fan, because how do you not know that the show returned?
Exactly.
We're already past episode 3, which is where the crazy scene happens.
Yeah.
And then I started a whole discussion in our house about like, when is it okay for like spoilers?
But wait, I need to ask this.
Okay.
Was it a show that you used to watch together?
No.
Because then you're a traitor. If not.
First of all, I just knew what was happening because of social media, because I don't even watch the show. I haven't started watching the show at all.
Okay.
I just knew that he watched the show, so I was like,
So
that's
you were
crazy.
Like, I'm going to share this information.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to bond. I'm going to share this bit of information that I saw on social media, which he didn't even know happened. And he's like, how dare you spoil this for me? And I was like, it's already been a week past that episode 1. And 2, how do you not know that show even returned? Like, you're not a real fan.
It's awful because when you're busy, I was so busy in rehearsals and tech, and like The Last of Us started, and I was like, I need to like, I'm not gonna see TikTok or Instagram because someone's gonna spoil it for me. And I would be like, skip, no, I don't like it, not algorithm, not.
That happens to me a lot where I'm on TikTok and I'm like, oh no, I'm not ready yet. But I feel like after a weekend, it's fair ground to like, you're gonna get spoilers.
You're missing,
That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a spoiler and you have to accept it. And I'm sorry. After you
Also, isn't your husband a gamer?
Yes.
So did he play?
He knows exactly. Good point.
That's a great question too. Actually, I didn't ask that.
Because if he played the game, then he knew what was.
That's what I
he
actually
already
said
knew.
that though. I was like, isn't this based off of something that people already know what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Or are we shocked?
It's like the Bible.
Yeah.
It's like the Bible. Oh my God.
We know what happens.
Is it the apocalypse? Are we living? Oh my
It's
God.
like them making a movie about Moses and being like, what happened?
That's so funny.
No spoilers.
That's so funny.
Okay, so you've been in the Mexican media. Now you're in like US media. What does representation mean to you now versus then? And especially with like everything that's been happening around the world in the US, like what does representation look like for you?
I think it's really different because when I was in Mexico and I would do telenovelas or TV shows, I mean, we all are playing Mexicans, right? So you're telling whatever story, and in that telenovela, everyone is Mexican, and it's like, cool.
Yeah.
Everyone talks Spanish. Okay, nice. Of course, if we go to the colorism and all that, yes, right? Like in Mexico, crazy enough, all the leading ladies are white and thin, which not all Mexicans are like that, you know? But when I moved here, I was like, oh, So suddenly I'm the only Mexican sometimes in a cast of full of white people. And I'm the only one who speaks Spanish, and I'm the only one who has an accent. So it changed, it shifted definitely. And actually a couple of days I was talking about this because they were like, okay, so what's next? What do you want to do? Like what kind of characters and roles you want to play? And I was like, I feel like right now in my life, I want to play Latinas and I want to play Mexicans. Maybe in another life, I'm going to be Meryl Streep and I'm going to be able to do many different roles with many different backgrounds and accents. But I feel like right now, my responsibility and my goal and my dream is to represent my community in an authentic way and in a very respectful way. And I want to write characters that speak like me, and I think that's why representation is so important. And I think Latinas and Mexicans, we really need that.
Wait, why can't you be the Latina Meryl Streep?
Exactly. Yeah.
You can do a bunch of different roles. I'm like,
yes. Even if you're Latina, you can be a CEO. You can be a police. You can be
yes. You can be an editor-in-chief. You can be, you can be in sci-fi and I don't think Meryl Streep has done sci-fi, but I'm just saying you could do different roles. You can be,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the biopic.
You can do it. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it exists, and I feel like there's so much room for more nuance and Latinidad in Hollywood, where it doesn't have to be like these stereotypical roles. And we hear it often, but I just think it's beautiful when we get to see people be more dimensional and like.
And it's happening a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not enough.
Not enough.
Like even like the auditions that I have, sometimes they are like the same character just in different TV shows or different movies, and I'm like, we can play detective, we can play a CEO, we can play a mom, we can play, but it's just like to diversify all that. And also I'm like, well, if no one is writing those things, I'm gonna write them and I'm gonna produce them.
Oh yes. She's like, if you're not gonna create the space, I'm gonna create it myself. Oh, I love that. Okay, so do you ever feel like it's too much pressure though when it comes to representation? Because you're taking these on now, you're saying that, okay, I want to create these spaces, I want to write in these spaces, and you talked about community in the first question, but does it ever feel like it's too much weight when it comes to representation?
I feel there's a big responsibility, of course. One thing that I've learned to make peace with is that you're not going to make everyone happy. Oof. And even though I would love to, it's never going to be enough. It's
impossible. Yeah.
And you just have to be true to yourself and tell the story that you want to tell and be honest and have an open heart about it. And as long as you're doing that, I think that's right. Yeah. Because it's coming from a good place.
Yeah. That's so important to remember because, and it goes to show just how different we all are, even though people think we're all the same because we think so differently. And I can't tell you how many people have like wrote against me in my comment section or DMs. And it's like, you would think, oh, because we're all in the same community, that everyone's going to agree with me. And it's like, nope. Surprise.
Oh, you just have to be true to yourself.
Yeah. But that's such an important reminder because I need that reminder. So I'm like, you can't make everyone happy. No. You can't represent all of the community.
No, it's impossible.
It's also impossible. Like
we're not a monolith.
Yes.
So it's impossible.
And we're so many different countries, so many different languages. So we definitely can't do that. Okay, so how are you feeling about Latina stories? You want to write in this space. How are you feeling about the stories that are being told now, like in the year 2025?
I think there are so many good Latina stories being written. I wish there were more being produced. Ooh. Because I am always like looking for new writers, and I don't know, I read a new play or a new script, and then I'm like, well, when is this getting produced? And they are like, no, we're looking for someone. And I'm like, oh my God. So we need money. The Latinas with money, where you at, ladies? Slide into my DMs.
Come pay.
and let's
Come
just make
fund.
this happen.
Yeah. It's funny that because I think that applies to what you're in perfectly right now too. People get so excited about Latine projects and then don't want to support them financially. Like everyone's so excited about Real Women Have Curves. And I'm like,
Yes.
are you spending the money to go watch the play?
Yes.
Like, have you bought yourself a ticket? It's one thing to like share that this is coming to Broadway and putting it on your story. But like, are you actually like going
need
to
to
spend the
show
money?
up.
Yeah, you need
We
to
need to
show
show
up. You
up.
need to put your money if it's accessible to you and you can and you have the economic means, why are you not supporting?
Yeah.
Because I see people spend money on things that I'm like,
Yeah, you can spend a Broadway ticket sometimes at CVS being
but they'll go
honest.
run to buy Hailey Bieber's skincare line.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
what you spend in one toner is like what you can spend on one.
Let me tell you, sometimes I have Latina friends that are like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. This is amazing. And I'm like, when are you coming? I'm coming soon. And then I see their stories and they are like at Harry Potter, at the Jonathan's Grove musical, at Wicked, at Lion King. And I'm like, girl, when are you coming? Hello.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Hello.
Yes. It's not enough to just like share it on your stories, but like put your money where your mouth is.
Yes.
Like go support these projects if you have the economic means.
Period.
But as you're saying, it's like everyone's gonna jump on this trendy Broadway show when it's not for our people. And then when something comes for our people, then it's like crickets.
Yeah. It's painful.
Yeah, I deal with the same thing. I work in media and I'm like, we have like these Latina publications and it's like so frustrating when everyone's sharing like the projects coming out of like mainstream magazines and publications. And it's like we do something cool and it's not making as much noise. Yeah. It's frustrating. Yeah. So I feel you. Okay. So we're going to, we start every episode with what's on my mind. So we're going to ask you, what is on your mind? What is something that is consuming you? Anything in pop culture that you're like obsessing over right now? Are you watching anything? Is it absolutely nothing?
I just finished The Better Sister. Have you watched it?
No.
So
wait, where is
good. I think it's Prime.
Okay.
I finished it yesterday, last night. It's really good. It's like 10 episodes and it has a lot of plot twists. And I love plot twists.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, she's a bad one. She's a bad one. And then it's like, oh my God, no. And then she's a killer. No, he's a killer. I love those kind of things.
I love that too.
And I really love to watch TV shows because, especially when I'm coming from doing a show on Broadway, all the energy, I need just to decompress, and think about something else. So even if I'm super tired, it's midnight, I'm like with my husband, can we watch at least 15 minutes so I can just think about something else and relax? Well, with the murder, crime,
just murder. This is how I decompress. Crime, murder.
I know, I'm the worst.
No, I love that. I'm like, I love, because you're like, you're so busy, but you're like, I'm gonna make time to watch TV.
I need to.
Yeah, as an avid TV watcher as well. Thank you.
And also, it's because you have to be on top of what is happening, what kind of stories they are telling, how's the representation and those stories, in that. Oh no, they have a Latino. Okay, I was like, they didn't have. No, they have a Latino character. Well, one is better than nothing.
No, but still could be better.
Exactly, it still could be better. I also love to listen to music, and my husband and I were about to release an album, so I've been like working so hard with him, just a casual. Yes.
In between my TV watching, Broadway show, writing, I'm just gonna release an album with my husband.
Yes,
wait, what
we're
is
working
it about?
on that. He has this albums that he has called Songs by an Immigrant, and in these albums, it's just stories about immigrants, and most of them are real life stories in a song, in a very like musical theater storytelling, but with our genres. You can listen to salsa, bachata, banda, bolero, cumbia, and we're so excited because he's about to release that. We're also launching a new organization that is called The Familia, that we want to foster opportunities for Latine and immigrant artists in the city because we need that.
Yeah. That is incredible. Where are you finding the time to watch TV?
Even if it's 10 minutes, I do it. Yeah. Even 10 minutes.
I love that. This is amazing. You're doing so much for the community in so many different ways, like from storytelling to the organization to This is incredible.
Gracias.
Yeah. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to get out there?
No, we need like a 10-hour episode.
Well, we need to have
When
you
we
back.
cook
Yes.
and we drink.
When we cook and we drink. We're going to have an episode one day where we just have the husbands in the back. They're making I feel like the HBO shows where they're like Meghan Markle, Selena Gomez, and we're just on the side drinking.
Just drinking and having fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Gracias.
And good luck with everything. We can't wait to watch everything manifest itself.
Amen.
Hey. Woo!
Down to a T.